My, how things changed in just a couple of hours' time, right, Mark? We went from being all quiet during the evening hours, and now we have a wave of precipitation coming through, most of it falling in the form of some heavy sleet. Let's get right over to the Storm Tracker HD radar, and you can see we're firmly in the grasp of this latest little I guess we'll call it visit from some winter weather. We'll zoom in on a couple of areas here around the immediate capital district and actually extending over into the Berkshires, Albany, all the way down I-90 to Lee, Mass. Watch what happens as we head into the early morning hours on Saturday. That storm system that we mentioned earlier that's going to be moving into the plains tomorrow, probably spawning another severe weather outbreak, unfortunately. Right, welcome back, everybody. All right, for a quick second here, just bear with me here. We're all going to take a nice deep breath. And then exhale, sigh of relief. Storm is all said and done. The snow and the sleet now gone. We still have some slick roadways out there in a few spots, but that's it. And that conditions will continue to improve as we head into tomorrow. And then if you can believe it, I know you're going to find it hard to believe, we got mild weather coming in for the weekend. I know, weird, in central New York. Now, that's only half the equation tonight. Of course, those winds creating problems. Mainly a west breeze in Albany at 17 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour in Pittsfield. So, when all's said and done, here's what it really feels like. Feels like 9 degrees in Albany, closer to 18, the real feel in Glens Falls. Feels like 1 chilly, lonely degree up there at Saranac Lake already
they win it 3-2 on the road.
Take a deep breath after all that. Wow. Well, at least Mother Nature not getting in the way of all the local sports again tonight. Good. Much nicer weather ahead for the weekend and warmer too.
All right. Nightline is next. Have a good night. Good night.
Let's get a storm tracker update from meteorologist Bryan Bachman. Hey, Bryan.
Hey there, January. Good evening, everybody. Record-breaking warmth, as it were, out there today. You know, for this final Sunday of winter, yes, it is still winter. We skipped straight to summer out there today, and as a result, we broke a lot of record highs today. We're going to briefly touch on about 10 of them here. And before we even say that, 6 of those 10 in upstate New York alone. You start in Buffalo today. They hit 75 degrees for their high temperature. That breaks their old record. Rochester made 78 degrees, beating the old record by 1 degree. You head up to Watertown on the shores of Lake Ontario. Pretty warm, 74 today. Syracuse, though, blew everybody else out of the water. 80 degrees, their high today. Shattered their old record of 72 by breaking it by a full 8 degrees there. 74 in Binghamton was the high. We did set a record here in Albany, too, but we didn't even make 70. Record high was 69, breaking the old of 65, 76 even all the way up north into Burlington, Vermont. And we're not done there. You got to head over into parts of New England here. You head over toward 3 more cities. Hartford, Connecticut, 72, the high today. That's a new record. Worcester, Mass, and as well as Boston. Both came in with record highs today of 74 degrees. A nice record-breaking Sunday, to say the least. But how about Monday? Let's get a quick look at the morning commute forecast here. 50 degrees, a balmy start out there tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies. Consider taking the umbrella. You may wind up needing it in the afternoon. Probably not around the time of the morning commute. 51 for the sending the kids off to the bus stop tomorrow. Another warm day on tap. All the details in the full forecast coming right up. January.
All right. Well, switching gears, let's get to weather now with a storm tracker update from meteorologist Bryan Bachman. Hey, Bryan.
Hey there, January. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're staying warm. Another cold night on tap, and it's certainly one of the coldest we've seen in a long time. You know, we had temperatures in the below normal category for a change out there today. We're going to highlight Albany, but everyone certainly had their fair share of the cold out there today. High today was 23 degrees here in the city of Albany. That's about 10 or 11 degrees below where it should be for this time of the year, much as was the case in many other areas. The last time it was that cold, you have to go back to January 21st when the high only reached 18 degrees. And as we all know, that's kind of been the staple of this winter. It's kind of been happening in fits and starts with the cold weather. So the big question on everyone's mind is probably, is it here to stay? We'll answer that coming up a little bit later. We have to talk some snow showers out there tonight. We'll do that. We'll take a look at the Storm Tracker high definition radar. We'll zoom in on a few of these areas for you out there tonight and seeing some light flurry activity in and around the city of Albany. Zooming in, you can see it actually takes up much of Albany County, extending off to the northwest out toward Esperance, Altamont, even into the city of Schenectady, seeing a light to moderate snow shower out there. Farther off to the north and west through Amsterdam, Fonda, and just to the south of the Gloversville area. Now, the trend overnight, we're expecting that band of lake effect snow showers will tend to lift farther to the north. I think it should be over and done with by the time of the morning commute, though, so we should be in decent shape, partly cloudy skies. But give that car a couple of minutes to warm up. Temperature around 17 degrees and sending the kids off to the bus stop. Same deal, bundle them up pretty well. Hat, gloves, scarves. But by midweek, might not even need it. All the details coming up on that in the full forecast a little bit later on. January.
Here's meteorologist Bryan Bachman with your News 10 Storm Tracker forecast.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, every now and again, you get one of those forecasts that you're just excited to tell everybody about. It's nothing but good news. And hey, this time of year, good news usually entails warm weather, and we've got that for the next 7 days. That'll be coming up in the full 7-day forecast. In the meantime, your first forecast tomorrow morning, not too shabby. 36 degrees, a small nip in the air to start our day tomorrow morning. Now remember, sunrise still just a couple of minutes before 7 a.m. thanks to the time switch today, but at least we're getting more daylight on the second half of the day. Take a look at the fast warm-up, though. By noontime, 55 degrees, a couple of passing clouds. The trend tomorrow is going to be for the clouds to increase during the day, but no rain is expected. I don't think we're going to be complaining too much about the clouds with a temperature at 5 p.m. around 62 degrees here in Albany. 60 is pretty prevalent across the entire area for tomorrow. High temps out there today. Also not too bad. We made the 60-degree mark here in Albany. Hit 55 in Pittsfield. North Adams came in at 58 degrees. Some upper 50s also up toward Glens Falls and Bennington. 58 up there at the Glens Falls area. 52 Saranac Lake. Take a look out in central New York, though. 60s all over the place. Syracuse led the charge, getting all the way up to 66 today. Now, you compare that to where we're supposed to be for this time of the year, and let's just say we're doing pretty well for this early in the season of March. There's our high of 60. Our low is about the only thing that's basically normal for this time of the year. We hit 25 earlier this morning. Our normal high should be 42, though, so beating that by 18 degrees, I think we'll call that one a winner. Although, it gets pretty hard to break records this time of the year, at least with temperatures in the 60s, because now you start transitioning into that time of the year where the record highs start to fringe upon the 70-degree range. But take a look at the sunrise and sunset times, getting ever closer to that 12 hours worth of daylight, first official day of spring next Tuesday. Looking forward to that. Temperatures right now, still pretty mild, at least in Albany. It's 46, though where it's a little bit clearer up toward Glens Falls, it's 33, middle and upper 30s off to the east of town as well. A little wider view here shows you plenty of mild air still in the mix. Even at this hour, it's 41 in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, a pair of 45s at Buffalo and Toronto, New York City, and even Pittsburgh staying in the low 50s at 53 right now. Here's why. We had this initial warm front kind of sneak by to our north overnight. Helping our cause is the fact that we now have an area of high pressure sitting just off the middle Atlantic coast. So you get into that southerly wind flow up and around it, so it pulls all that mild air up out of the southeast. And we're keeping an eye. You see all these clouds kind of streaming into the Midwest. That's another storm system. But out ahead of that, this warm front will briefly sneak through the area on Tuesday. We could take a run at 70 before Tuesday is all said and done. Bringing it back home here on the Futurecast, looking pretty good for most of tomorrow. We'll start with some sunshine in the morning. We go mostly cloudy in the afternoon. A couple of isolated showers may roll in during the early morning hours on Tuesday, and they may briefly kind of stick around into parts of the afternoon, but nowhere near the extent of rain that they're seeing over the south. And wait to see the second half of the work week. This is going to be a gorgeous 7-day forecast. And Monday, hey, not doing too bad itself. 63 the high in Saratoga tomorrow. Albany, North Adams, Bennington, all hitting the same reading. 65 up toward Hudson, and even some upper 50s to near 60. Way up north there in the Adirondacks. We'll be down to 35 tonight. Some high thin clouds rolling in from the west, but that's really about it. Low of 35. 63 tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine, and get used to these 60s, January. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Near 70 on Tuesday, just that slight chance of a shower. We'll dry it out for the second half of the work week. We stay in the 60s. Now, as for St. Patty's Day weekend, there is the small chance of a shower, but we're keeping the mild weather. It could very well last into the middle of next week.
All right. I am loving those 60-degree temperatures. And it may last in the middle of next week, too.
Spring fever, full effect this week.
All right. I'm ready for spring. Thank you, Bryan.